Now, here are some things that I think that need to take place and you keep in mind when you're about to present so that you are better than everyone else. Now that you know what your goal is solving a problem, but your goal is now to have quality presentations. You want to have a presentation that is top notch. Now, here are some things that I think that need to take place and you keep in mind when you're about to present so that you are better than everyone else. All right, you ready for these? Here we go. All right. Number one, slides or no slides. This is a thing in speaking. Are you a speaker that has slides or not? A lot of times, specifically in educational speaking, even when you're doing a keynote, you might have some slides. Like when I do my keynote, I have slides. Do I need them necessarily? No. But when you have slides, here's the thing. Use images. Use images. You notice even with mine, I don't have a bunch of words on there. And you were talking about earlier how you can't stand when people read from the slide. No, make handouts. Especially nowadays, you can put everything in a Google file and give the file to everyone. They can get access to it that way. All right. Keep your notes over on the side, even if your content, what you're speaking on is very content heavy, right? Have that then. Your slides should be images. And when you have images, fill the entire screen. You see the picture that I have here of me speaking to students? It fills the entire screen up. If you need to have words, do just like I did. Use a square or a box, a text box, color it in with some color, put your words in there. That will set you apart from everyone else because everybody else just uses the standard PowerPoint, blank white background with bullets. Boring, right? And people don't, like they say, people don't read anymore. They like pictures. The whole world is pictures. Instagram revolves around pictures. Facebook's, you're looking at some pictures. You know, there's a few words, but even with the words, there's pictures behind it, right? Next thing we're looking at, stories. You got to have some stories. You have to have some stories. Stories is what is the currency that connects people together. One of the things that we don't do in educational speaking is we do not use enough stories. We hit in there with content. You got to drop a story in there. If you don't have a story about yourself, find a story in history. All right. Find a story in history. Find a story about somebody else. There needs to be a story with the things that you're doing and how you're presenting. That makes the connection. So you're doing a presentation. You start off with a content, data, and then more content. Then you wrap the whole thing up with a story. Then you go again with, you talk about a concept. Then you give a story. You let everybody resonate on that story. And then you come back with some more content. And then people, once they feel the story and they feel it, and it doesn't have to be a funny story. It could just be a meaningful story. It will mean more. We are emotional beings, and that happens through stories. Next thing that you need to do is your time. You have to be aware of time. Nothing will blow a teacher and get them mad, blow teachers up, get them mad, get them upset with you if you do not respect their time. If you're not respecting educators' time, I guarantee you, you are going to lose them instantly. One of the things that I do whenever I speak, I'm getting my phone up here, is I have a little a watch, a timer right here, a little tick away right there. I have this right in front of me, big as day. I make sure that my phone doesn't turn off. I connect it to a little battery so that I am aware of time. You got to understand bio breaks, bathroom breaks, and things like that. Map everything out. If you don't stay aware of time, you will lose everybody in the PD. And if I'm connecting with you, if I'm saying something that you agree with or you definitely understand, I see a few people saying things to the chat, put an amen, put a, oh yeah, boom, you got it in the chat. So that way I know I'm on point. Another area, humor. If you're not funny, you're not going to make it in speaking. All right. Even if you're one of those deep speakers, you got to get a joke in there once or twice. Something at some point, you got to, even if it's dry humor. Let's say that you're somebody that you don't, you're not someone who's good at telling jokes. Fine. Write out a joke. Tell everybody, I'm not good at telling jokes. I wrote out a couple jokes. So from time to time, I'm going to say a joke. And then you say the joke. People are going to laugh at how bad you say the joke because you told them that you're not good at it. And it's still, people will love that. That becomes who you are, your repertoire. All right. You can say, oh, I'm not good at telling jokes, but I wrote out a few jokes because I know it's important to have a joke. So here you go. It was so like, this how come the skeleton didn't, how come the skeleton didn't cross the road? He didn't have the guts. Yeah. So, I mean, just that alone, it was a horrible joke. It wasn't said well, but you laugh at the fact that you can't say it. So please make sure you have some humor in that. And the next one is make sure you review what it is that you are teaching and what it is that you're saying. At some point in your speaking, you need to do a review. One of the things I speak on is I speak on the 5 levels of decision making. All right. I talk about level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As I go through them, oh, level 1 is this, level 2 is this. Now remember, level 1 is this, level 2 is this, and this is level 3. Now remember, level 1 is this, level 2 is this, level 3, and then level 4 is this. Now remember, level 1 is this, level 2 is this, level 3 is this, level 4 is this, and this is level 5. Let's review. Make sure that it sticks with them. All right. You don't want what it is that you're teaching or you're saying doesn't stick with people. Find a way to review it. Find a way to loop back around to those things. That's one thing that a lot of speakers don't do. They just go barreling forward. There has to be some review. We're educators. We know that that is necessary with our students. Why is it any different with anyone else? Why is it any different with anyone else? Find those ways to put those reviews in there. Now, these are what you need for quality presentations. Doesn't matter if you're doing PD, keynote, even consulting. All right. You might have to do some presentations or assemblies. Figure if you want to do slides and no slides. If you're going to have slides, make them big and have a big image on them. Use stories always, right? They connect the human spirit. Make sure you're aware of time, because if you go over time, you're going to kill it. You're going to ruin it for everybody. And then humor. Find some way to incorporate the funny. People love that. We're emotional people. And then do what I just did right now, is review. I just went over what it is that we just talked about in some review. People like to hear it. All right.